Hello, this is Chrisia from Lightning English with a lightning lesson for you. Today's lesson is what my bilingual kids have taught me about teaching English. So, I'll tell you, first of all, I want to thank you for being here. If you're here live, go ahead and write in the comments anytime during this, and I should be able to see your comments. But if you're watching the replay, you can also write in the comments, and I'll make sure and come in and check. And if you have a question, I'll try and answer it for you. You can also find me online. I have a Facebook page at The Real Lightning English, and it's the same on Instagram, The Real Lightning English. So let's get started. So first of all, I want to share with you that I'm a mom. I have two kids. Leo is 10 and Marcus is 5. And I live in Denmark. I'm originally from Bermuda, but I moved here when I got married, and I have a Danish husband. And so we're raising two kids that have these two cultural backgrounds. Now, I'm an English teacher, and my native language is English. So it was really important for me when I had kids that my kids speak my language. As a mom, you want your kids to be able to understand you when you're speaking. You want to be able to express yourself fully and your kids be able to understand you. I don't think that's not a normal thing to feel, but it can be very challenging for moms to help their kids to be bilingual when they're living in a country that speaks another language. So, for example, here in Denmark, of course, I have kids and everyone speaks Danish to them. My husband is Danish, his family is Danish, my family is far away across the ocean, and they only speak to them occasionally. So everyone speaks Danish with my kids. TV is in Danish, entertainment is in Danish. When they go to a concert, it's in Danish. And so that's what they hear all the time. And people assume that your mother tongue is your mother tongue because your mother spoke it, but that is not true. I have experiences with many people here in Denmark who have trouble teaching their kids their own language because they are from another country, they speak a different language. And even though they speak this language with their kids when they're children, when they're babies, as they grow up, their kids just start answering in Danish. And then, they realize very quickly that their kids aren't really fluent or definitely not native level in their own language. So having a mother tongue is not something that just comes automatically because you're a mother. And as an English teacher, I realized that there are some things that I could do that could really help to make sure that my kids don't have English as a second language, but that they could have Danish and English as two first languages. I really wanted that from the beginning, and I worked on that from the time they were babies. And so it's not just a matter of hearing the language. Hearing the language is not enough to improve. And I'm going to repeat that. Hearing English is not enough to improve your English. People, you know this. You've been watching TV in English for years and years, and you'll find that it doesn't actually improve your English. It may improve your ability to understand other people speaking, but it's not going to improve your speaking. And so just hearing someone speak is not going to improve your language. So I had to be very intentional. Sorry, I'm looking off to the side. I have a different setup today, so my notes are over here. But I had to be very intentional about teaching my kids English because they don't just absorb it naturally. They aren't just sponges. And if they are, the thing that's in the air, the thing that's around them all the time is Danish. That's what they absorb. So I had to find ways to make sure that my kids learn English. And these ways that I use to help my kids have also been helpful for the past 16 years in having my students learn. So I'm going to share a couple of things with you about both what I did with them and their attitude towards English to help you as an English learner to speak better English. So, first of all, I want to share that my kids actually have two versions of English. They have one version of English when they're speaking Danish with their friends, and then, like many Danish kids, they throw in an English phrase, but it's with a really strong Danish accent. My kids, as Danish speakers and English speakers, still do that. They'll throw in an English word in their Danish, and it sounds like a Danish person speaking English. And it really surprised me the first time I heard it. But I realized something. I realized that they actually have two languages in their brain, and they're in different areas. So when they're speaking Danish, they're thinking in Danish, and if they throw in an English word, it's with their Danish thinking. Okay? But when they speak English, when they start talking to me and they're speaking English, they switch in their brains to English. And if they try to pronounce a Danish word like the name of a place while they're speaking to me in English, they do it with like the same accent as an English speaking person pronouncing Danish, which is fascinating because they're native Danish speakers as well. But I realized that this ability to switch your brain from one language to another is really vital in improving your fluency and your pronunciation. I've been telling people that for years. I've been teaching people that for years, but my kids taught me how important that is and how obvious it is when they're able to switch from Danish to English. I can actually figure out what language my kids are thinking in by the way they're speaking to me. And so it's really fascinating. Um, their accent in English isn't, I wouldn't say it's like a native speaker of any specific country. Their accent is quite neutral, but their pronunciation is native. So I've been talking for many weeks about the difference between improving your accent or making your accent more native like and improving your pronunciation. And I think it's really important to focus as an English learner on your pronunciation and not on your accent. You want your pronunciation to be such that anyone who speaks English can understand you. They're not asking you to repeat what you said. They're not, wondering what it is that you're saying. It's easy for them to listen to. It's easy for them to understand. People who hear my kids speak know that they're native English speakers, but if you ask them where they're from, they wouldn't be able to guess a specific place. And that's absolutely fine with me. But the their ability to speak native level English happened within about 3 years. They went from being born to by about 3 years old, they were definitely speaking at native level. Now, we can say that, "Oh, yeah, kids learn languages easily." But here's the thing. After the first, certain number of months at home with me when I was on maternity leave, they were out in the world at nursery school speaking Danish all day, coming home speaking to their father in Danish and speaking to me in English. They didn't get 24 hours a day of English. They got English for maybe a couple of hours a day, and it was kind of one way. But the other thing that I made sure to do was that when they answered me, they spoke English. I did not accept any Danish from them. And this is really important. When you're speaking English, if you completely switch into English, that really improves that ability to start thinking in English. If you're constantly switching back and forth, your brain stays in your native language. You want to switch to English and you want to turn on that English switch. I have a lightning lesson that I did earlier this year, and it's called "Turning on Your English Switch." So you can go ahead and check in the in my lightning lessons, or if you want to write, if you're looking for it, write it in the comments, and I will get back to you with a link to that. But you want to turn on that English switch so that you can go into English when you need to. Yeah. So the next thing that I want you to know is that with my kids speaking English, they don't study. They have never studied. They don't know anything about English grammar. They have never looked up anything in a Danish English dictionary or in an English dictionary. They're kids. They don't use a dictionary. However, they have a broad vocabulary for their age. Like I said, they're 5 and 10. My 10-year-old, I mean, his vocabulary is amazing. And it's not because he studies English vocabulary. His grammar is perfect. Exactly what you would expect from a 10-year-old native speaker. I heard my 5-year-old using a sentence the other day with the second conditional, explaining what would have happened if this, if and it was just perfect. There was no problem with it. So this idea that you have to learn English grammar to be fluent in English is I mean, it's ridiculous. We know this from our native language that you don't have to learn the grammar to become fluent. You learned your native language without learning grammar, and you can learn English without focusing on grammar. In fact, if you focus on grammar, it slows you down and it reduces your fluency because you have to think about rules while you're talking. You can't just feel something and say it. You have to think about it and figure out what the rules are. And that's the long way around. So the shortcut way is to just say it. Now, here's the other thing that I've learned as a mother of kids learning English is that they're going to make mistakes. And you, as a learner, are going to make mistakes. I'm learning Danish. I make mistakes. You have to forgive yourself. The focus has to be on what you're saying and not how you're saying it. If you're making a mistake in English, then you don't just stop and say, oh, well, I can't say it, because what you have to say should be important enough that you're going to find a way around that mistake and make sure that the other person understands you. This ability to keep going, even when you don't know how to say it, is really important. My younger son had this problem for a while where, because as he was growing up, my husband and my other son were speaking together in Danish much more often than, he was hearing English at home. His Danish was much stronger than his English for a while until we decided to do something about that. But he would have something to say to me and he didn't know how to say it in English. He would say, I can't say it in English. And I would say, well, just try. And he would try. And so he would like use examples and he would say, well, you know how he always started, well, like when, and then he explains something. And it is so adorable. But I think you can learn something from him because when you start a sentence with, like when, and you explain something and you make an analogy to something else, the person you're speaking to can understand what you mean and they can either supply the word or say, yep, I got it. And you can move on and you can be proud of the fact that you have expressed yourself in English. And so, yeah, my kids weren't born into English, they were taught it. They have reached native level through this learning. They've used a very simple process that I also use with my students. I help you to learn the same way that my kids learn English. And I'm going to give you a lot more information about that if you come to my master class. I'm doing a master class next week, only 2 dates, next week and the week after. And you can sign up for it at lightningenglish.com/class. In fact, I will share. Here it is. It's called The Secret. Here, I have a little challenge here. There we go. The Secret to Improving Your English Vocabulary Without Studying. And so this master class is I mean, this is one of my favorite things. I did this because so many people have the question, how do I improve my vocabulary? How do I get better at English? And I mean, and the other question that people have is, what do I do about the fact that when I'm speaking English, I can't remember the words that I need? And this is a common problem, the most common problem that English learners have that have spoken to me anyway. And so I decided to do this free masterclass to deal with this problem. I have my solutions to this problem that work. I teach my students this. It works. It works again and again with students, even people who have had trouble um, learning English in school or who really have a big problem with this thing where they're speaking and they know the word and they forget it. So lightningenglish.com/class, sign up for my free master class. If you sign up, you'll be given the option to put a little X to be added to my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, go ahead and click that X because then you'll get notice when I give these free lessons. You'll get notice when I have courses available, when I have discounts available on my courses. You'll get notice when I have other events coming up. And so, yeah, go ahead and click that and join my mailing list. Yeah, so if you have any questions, I can see there's a couple of people out there live. Please post in the comments right now. Say hi at least. Post in the chat. I can probably see it. It should show up on my screen, but I'm going simultaneously to Facebook and YouTube using StreamYard. So if you're in my group, I may not see it. But go ahead and post your comments. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I'd love to see you at my live masterclass. It's live. I'm actually there on screen talking to you just like I am right now. Hi, Tatiana. Sorry. Hi, Tatiana. Nice to see you. Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. So, welcome. It's nice to see you here. And yeah, so if you come to my masterclass, I'm also live just like I am now. And you can also ask questions there. I love answering questions. So if you do have questions about learning English, improving your English, or whatever, go ahead and drop them wherever you are. If you're in YouTube, you can put them in the comments. If you're in Facebook, you can also put them in the comments. You want me to put the link under this video? Absolutely. Thank you. I actually meant to do that. Here you go, lightningenglish.com/class. And after this video is finished, I can put it in the comments in YouTube and in Facebook. I can't do it while I'm here because I'm not actually in them. But you can find me on Facebook at The Real Lightning English, and I'm also on Instagram there as well. If there are any more questions, you're welcome, Tatiana. Any other questions, just go ahead and let me know. And you can always get in touch with me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Please join my mailing list. If you sign up for the masterclass, you'll have the option to join my mailing list. Or you can just go to signup.lightningenglish.com, and you can just add yourself to my mailing list, and then I can contact you whenever you need to. And you can answer any of my emails from the mailing list, and I will answer you directly. It's only me. I'm a one-man show, so I'm the one who writes the answers to all of these things on social media. It's me posting. It's not a bot. It's not an assistant. It's just me. So go ahead and write whatever you want to me, and I will answer you. I love either answering in, writing an email back to you, but I also make videos for you as well and drop answers in there. So, and if you want to meet me and talk to me about what issues you're having with your English, you can book a tea and chat. I call it a virtual tea and chat. So you can go into lightningenglish.com/tea chat. It looks like teach at, but it's tea chat. It doesn't matter. And book a session with me, and I will talk to you about what challenges you're having with English and how I could maybe help you. I might direct you to some of my previous videos, and give you some advice on what you can do to improve your English. I'm here to help. I love helping people. I love that feeling that I love seeing the smile on people's faces when they realize that these simple things that I give them to do are creating big results in their English. So please get in touch or sign up for my masterclass, and I'll see you there. It's been great being here with you today, and I hope you'll be here with me next week for another lightning lesson. I'm here right where you are now every Thursday at 11 a.m. Denmark time. So take care and see you later. Bye bye.